Yo, what is up, my people? Today I'm bringing you a video of a assault rifle DPS build that I've been enjoying. Something a little bit different, something really chill, and you're able to like slay and absolutely destroy players. Hope you enjoy. Let's get it. All right, my people, and here we go, yo. So quick disclaimer, I'm gonna show you a few different type of builds, like depending on what situation you are in. I also use this in PvE and it absolutely slaps. The other builds that are good are also the rifle builds. We have covered them on this YouTube. LMG, and that's about it for PvE. The pyro build also works really well for PvE, but I just try to mix it up a little bit and give you something a little bit different, right? So if you don't have these pieces exactly like this, it's okay. You can switch it up. The only pieces that I suggest that you try to keep the same are the contractor gloves and the fox prayers, and these both are named items and you should know all about it by now. If you don't, just ask me in the comments or in the chat and I'll try to help you, right, on Twitch. So like I was saying, like if you don't have a good ass piece, I suggest you use the pieces that you have the best of, right? As long as they're within the brand set bonuses. So I'll explain these bonuses, right? So like, for example, let me give you an example real quick. Like, let's say I had a better Seska mask and a better holster, right, for fox prayers. Then you could still use the same exact build, just with different gear and different slots, right? So like when you see these things, just know that you can use it a little differently as long as you have the piece that has a good row. The reason I don't bring you the Seska mask is because it has a blue, you know, and I want you to get as much damage as you can on this build so that you can basically slay any content, right? All right, so for my DPS players, if you like damage, I would suggest going with glass cannon, right? Now, the first thing you want to do when you're making these builds is you want to check your stats, okay? If you're not at 60% crit, you need to like figure out what you got to do to get there, or at least as close as you can get, okay? This is the most important part of doing damage crit, okay? Because you're not going to get this crit hit damage if you're not critting. So this is super important. Crit hit damage also matters. So you want to get anywhere from like 70 to like 130%. Anywhere in there is really good in my opinion. And you really want to make sure that your crit chance is maxed, okay? So with this, I'm using strain. So I basically have 75, and then I'll get an extra 50 from when I shoot my weapon. So that'll put me at a 125 crit, right? Crit hit damage, basically 60% crit almost. I'm 0.3% off, which I'm fine with. I don't mind. I would love 60, like pure crit cap, but it's okay if you're like a little bit under, right? Providence, and this is for crit chance, okay? So we're only using the brand set bonus for crit chance. If you wanted to add 3 though, you could, and you could get a little bit more crit damage, but I suggest 2, the same exact way we have this set up. This build bag is pretty fire. I would love to use a crit hit damage mod right here, maybe like 12%, but I need to get crit chance first. So until I hit crit cap, all mods should be crit hit chance, all right? If you don't have 5 or better, like just keep farming. You want to have at least like a 5% crit hit chance mod, at least like 4 or 5 of those, right? Right here we have some headshot damage and crit hit damage, increasing our damage overall, and then a weapon damage. Of course, this build bag looks pretty nice, huh, chat? I wrote vigilance on it for now, since we're just using it. I basically use it just to chill, just to slap PvE content. And yeah, it's not that it's not a bad build at all, man, and it's something different, right? So assault rifle off the Fenris, that's why I'm using this, and I'm also using the mask because it gives me a red slot, right? So that's why I'm using this mask. You could also use coyotes if you wanted to, if you didn't really care for the 10 assault rifle damage. You're gonna melt regardless. And Providence works really good too. We have a decent mask right here for Providence. But yeah, y'all mask, if you have this mask, I suggest you use this mask because it does damage to health. which is a really good 21%. But in PvP, like, I feel like I'm mainly focusing on people's armors, in my opinion. But if I had crit chance on this mod instead of skill haste, I would use this mod over like any other mod, right? But I just don't have a good enough mod, so I'm not using this mask right now because I don't need the skill haste. It will actually like not do much for me at all. So, and the last piece that's really important in a assault rifle build is the Seska piece. I hope I'm saying that right. I am American, so excuse me if I'm saying that wrong, right? So 10% crit hit chance, and right here I put up maximum weapon damage, more crit hit damage, and more crit hit chance, right? Not God roll, but good enough. It does the job. It gets the job done. And yeah, as you can see from the opening clip, we slapped. I got a few more clips for you at the end. And yeah, just destroy any type of content. I feel you do have to play like a little different, right? So we're running Technician right here. And the reason I'm running Technician on this build is because I was using it like this, okay? So I tried this all type of ways. I tried it in PvE, PvP, and I really like this spotter on it, especially for PvE. That way you don't instantly die, right? Remember, most important is trying to hit that 60% crit cap by all means. And then Strain really does help me with the crit hit damage. Right here, you can run, if you're running Technician, I would suggest running Spotter. And then you'll have a linked laser pointer, which will post the enemy, giving you that 15% amplified damage. So amplifies total weapon and skill damage by 15% to post enemies. So easy little tip right there. It's like you're running 3 skills. And of course, I always on PvP, I like to run Defender Drone for that PvP reduction, and EMP just to destroy any of the skills that they're using. Applies a disrupt status effect on affected target, disabling hostile electronics. Jammer is Bay. But if you didn't want to use Jammer, you could use Post too, since you're using Amplify on the chest, right? Or Spotter, excuse me. All right, so right here, I wanted to go over weapon choices as far as assault rifles go. So Eagle Bear definitely give you some of the highest damage out of the assault rifles. Other than the AK is really nice too. I personally don't like the recoil, so I don't use it much. But the FAMAS is beautiful. I love it with Ranger. I've also tried the Honey Badger. It did pretty good with close and personal. The Police M4 was really nice too. But at the end of the day, I feel like I have enjoyed the most the custom P416 G3, all right? And the way you want to get this weapon, in my opinion, would be with Strained, because it would super benefit you getting 50% crit hit damage. And right here, you know, you want to go with max assault rifle, max health to damage if you can, or as close as you can, like 13%. I think is the lowest you want to be using, like on an assault rifle or anything like that, right? And then the most important one is getting that damage to cover or damage to armor. So if you can get a higher roll of damage to out of cover, go for it. In PvP, damage to armor really works, especially with people like hiding in cover a lot. And the damage difference, even though the value is higher on damage to out of cover, is almost similar between like damage to armor and damage to out of cover. So, you know, that's really all up to you, preference and choice, right? But that's what I think as far as weapons go. Let me know what you think in the comments. PvE, I definitely suggest you switch it up if you wanted to. And this is only if you're dying in PvE, right? You want to run Technician with Spotter. But if you're not having any problems with PvP or PvE and you're not dying at all, I would suggest probably Gunner or Sharpshooter. Sharpshooter gives you a little bit of headshot damage, which will be good. Any damage is good on a damage build, right? So I would easily use the rifle in cover. I would use a perfect lucky shot too. But since we're running a perfect crit hit chance, we can run a boomerang, which crit hits have a 50% chance to return the bullet to the magazine. If a bullet is refunded to the magazine, the next shot has 40% increased damage. So this is definitely what you want to go with if you have a crit hit build. And yeah, I've been enjoying it a lot, and it's getting me through all the content, right? So another thing is efficient. Efficient, and then we would switch up to a firewall spec. And the main reason is to give us a little bit more survivability. And this added with this will give us like about 400% healing, since you get 100% bonus off of efficient. So you have your armor kit recovers 200% armor and 200% health over 10 seconds. And that'll be 100% better. So over 10 seconds with this type of build. And then you can survive in the dark zone. But at the same time, I want to say to kind of be careful because you don't have like the armor pieces, right? So on my other build where I use efficient, I have 1.4k armor, and it works like a dream because I have enough armor to like take a little bit of damage and enough healing to keep that armor super high, right? So on a lower armor build, I don't know if I would use it as much personally, but you could try it out and let me know what you think. I think it will work perfectly. But I've been using lately, I've been using Unbreakable with the Providence, and it's been working really good too. And getting kills, you know, once my Unbreakable procs, I know I have to play a little bit more passive and for 60 seconds, right? So this is cut in half when you're doing a PvP. So you're like at 45% or something like that. 50% of your armor is replenished when your full armor is deleted, right? So you lose your armor, you get armor back off of Unbreakable. That's how it works. Cooldown is a minute. Super dope. And yeah, that's about it, man. I think I covered everything. Super simple, straight to the point video. And yeah, I hope you liked it. If you have any comments, let me know down below. And I'll give you a little bit more gameplay. And I'll catch you later on Twitch. Salute, baby. Thank you for watching.
Thank them.
All right, this is how it goes in the dark zone. Some PvP gameplay for y'all. I'll just try to commentate a little bit. Hitting him right there from the range. Slapping me with the pestilence. So, you know, we're going to angle him out right here. I feel like it's what most people using right now, though. Try to always get a different angle on players. Especially with this crazy time to kill, man. So I always try to like just go around to other areas, right? At least usually I try to. Dude, the damage we're doing, like, I feel like a lot of builds do damage, and I kind of like that you can use a lot of different builds. One of my boys has a pyro build. They're running that banshee pulse. There is like more optimal builds, but for the most part, I feel like most builds are shred, right? Especially with this TTK. That guy just got melted. My guy right here just got melted. Hit him with the flank right here from the side. Melted.
Oh my God.
Let's go. Yeah, and that's how that assault rifle build will look a little bit. Here we have some of that checkpoint action. This was a full group, so I didn't really have any mercy with them. Usually I try to give people space just as courtesy to come out of the point. But this group kind of was the exception. And yeah, I feel like this AR build is melting.
One out and
I hope you like it.
Seeker? Never mind.
And I appreciate you watching, baby. Let's go.